I'm Jim Murphy, and this is to introduce you to our Flash Operator Panel product. The Flash Operator Panel is for workers and executives that really require a lot of visibility into what's going on with a PBX. This is a representation of a very small test PBX that we've set up just to do some demonstrations. So we're actually not going to do a live demo. This video is just going to go through in a really quick fashion all of the features that Flash Operator Panel provides. First of all, we can dial a number. Whether if it's an extension, I can click on it and dial it, or I can put in a telephone number that is external up here and click to dial. The second function is blind transfer, where I can transfer an inbound call to another employee, do it all with my computer. This is transfer that's supervised. In other words, I get to talk to the person who I'm transferring to and say, Matt, this phone call is from so-and-so. Do you want to take it? Matt can, of course, reject. I can transfer a call right to a person's mailbox, and if I saw that under that person's presence that he was not to be disturbed or he was out to lunch, I would just then transfer the call right to his voicemail, and I do that with that button. Transfer to mobile. For certain employees that work outside the office, I have their mobile telephone number recorded in the system, and so I can transfer a call right to that mobile telephone number. Really, really handy feature. I can pick up an inbound call that was intended for another employee. This is something that a receptionist would want to do. And then these last four buttons are management oriented. I can listen in on a telephone conversation. The legality of this is at your discretion, but I would pay attention to my local and state laws. Listen and whisper would be for educational purposes, or helping a new employee to understand. This is where you can whisper to them, as if you are right behind them. They can hear you, but the customer or the person on the other end of the line cannot hear. And then this button is to simply record telephone calls. I already showed you presence. I'm going to drop down and show you that I've got a couple of options also. I can either chat with an employee or send them an email, as long as I have their email recorded. Pretty nice and convenient function. I said I wasn't going to demo, and I'm not going to get too far into it, but that's kind of a quick and easy one. Over here we've got a telephone keypad. You can click to dial if you want that way. And then there are a lot of functions over here. There are various preferences that you can set. I'm not going to go into all of those, but suffice it to say that if I don't want to hear a ring sound, I can turn it off. If I don't want to shrink my lines, my representation of phones, I can turn it off. Or else if I have a bunch of them I want to jam on the screen, I would turn that on, and then these buttons would shrink and only become enlarged when there was an active telephone call. And then we've got a screen for telephone recordings. Just play one for you real quick.
Hello, this is Alec.
Hey Alec, how are you doing today?
I'm okay. I'm a little bored. Just thought I'd call some various people in the office for fun.
Oh.
So he's having fun. Anyway, so call recordings appear there. If you want your calls recorded, you have the choice to record them on the fly or just record every telephone call. Here's call history. This shows a representation of all the telephone calls that I've received during the day or that I've made during the day. And I can click these to redial them if I want to. Real handy. And then these are the telephone lines, or as we refer to them in this day and age, they're called trunks. These are for outbound calls. These are for inbound calls. The telephone number is reflected. We can see who our employee is calling. We can see who's calling us. Their telephone number and caller ID will be reflected here. And suffice it to say, that's a quick overview of Flash Operator Panel. And for a more detailed demonstration, take a look at the other videos, and I'm sure it'll be easy to find.